Here's a question that sounds stupid, but isn't. When did Mark McCann stop making car videos? Because if you go back and actually really look at his last 50 uploads, you'll notice something strange. There are almost no car videos. There are investigations, exposés, hunts, illegal imports, scammer takedowns, stolen vehicles, bankrupt dealerships, and broken Bugattis with suspicious invoices. The cars are still there. They're just never the point anymore. And I think that's one of the most interesting and underrated things happening on UK car YouTube right now. Not because it's a scandal, but because it tells you exactly where the whole format is going and why a guy sitting at nearly 1 million subscribers is playing a completely different game than the one he started with. This is the dark side of Mark McCann. And it's not what you think. Let's get the basics right because the background matters more than it looks. Mark McCann was born in September 1987 in Redditch, West Midlands. He didn't come up through media or journalism. From a young age, he was spending time in local garages and scrapyards, hands-on with vehicles long before he was ever on a screen. The motorsport side is real, not PR, not embellishment. He's a 12-time British UTV champion and a stock car world champion. That's not one lucky season. That's a career's worth of credibility in a niche where people are professionally paranoid about fakes. His family's ratchet strap business gave him a financial foundation that meant he didn't need YouTube to survive. He came to content creation from a position of security, not desperation. And that changes how he operates on camera. He doesn't have the anxious energy of someone who needs every video to perform. He has the calm confidence of someone who already knows who he is, and that reads very differently on screen. The channel itself launched on September 18, 2009. But the version that blew up is much more recent. And the version that exists now is almost unrecognizable from where it began. Here's an exercise. Go to his channel and read 20 titles in a row without watching a single video. Just the titles. I exposed supercar dealerships. I hunted down the UK's most wanted car theft gang. I exposed the underground world of hypercars. I exposed the car finance scam. Hunting down a criminal chop shop. Exposing the Bugatti parts scammer. Investigating the UK's most hated man. At that point, you are not looking at a car channel. You are looking at a true crime channel that happens to use cars as props. Exposed. Hunted. Illegal. Stolen. Investigating. Those are not car words. Those are courtroom words. The language of wrongdoing, accountability, and discovery. Every title is making you a promise. Click here and you'll find out who's been lying to you. That is a very specific emotional contract. And once you notice it, you can't stop seeing it in everything he makes. The two-channel structure makes it even clearer. The main channel delivers the event, the illegality, the scandal, the reveal. Then Mark McCann 2 handles the debrief. The truth behind my illegal Cybertruck. The truth about the bankrupt supercar dealership. The main channel builds the fire. The second channel sits you down and explains how it started. 1 story, 2 formats, 2 revenue streams, 2 bites at the same audience. That is not accidental. That is architecture. Here's the part most people skip when they analyze channels like this. And it's the most important part. He didn't create the anxiety. He just found it and put a camera in front of it. British car ownership in 2024 and into 2025 was genuinely adversarial. The Association of British Insurers reported the average motor premium hitting £612 in Q3 2024, with insurers paying out £2.9 billion in motor claims in that same quarter. The Financial Conduct Authority found average premiums had climbed to £619 in the first half of 2024, up 40% on 2019. While average claim costs rose 37% between 2019 and 2023. That is not a media narrative. That is money leaving people's bank accounts every month. And for younger drivers, it's even worse. Premiums that can hit 4 figures just to legally move a decade-old hatchback from a car park to a petrol station. The system doesn't just feel expensive. It feels rigged. Then there's theft. The Office for National Statistics estimated around 617,000 incidents of vehicle-related theft in the year ending September 2024. The Royal United Services Institute has been explicit that UK vehicle theft is entangled with organized criminal supply chains, stolen parts, stolen vehicles, continental logistics operations more efficient than most legitimate businesses. Your car isn't being nicked by some bloke with a screwdriver anymore. It's disappearing into a supply chain. So when McCann rolls out a video called "I hunted down the UK's most wanted car theft gang," viewers aren't suspending disbelief. They're nodding along. They know someone whose car got taken. They've watched their premium jump 3 years running. The underlying world is already broken. McCann just turns up with a camera and says, "I know. Come watch me do something about it." That is a powerful formula, not because it's cynical, but because it's true enough. No channel operates in a vacuum, and McCann's ecosystem is carefully constructed. Whether by design or by gravity, the result is the same. On one side, Matt Armstrong, working the rebuild and detective lane close enough that their stories literally cross over. The BMW 3 Series saga didn't belong to one channel. It became a shared universe moment that fed both audiences simultaneously. On another side, Yanni, whose Cybertruck content mirrors McCann's own legal brinkmanship energy, just redirected into customization. Then there's the insider layer, Tom Hartley, Carl Hartley, translating the same rare vehicles into market gossip, brand politics, and reputation theater. McCann sits in the middle of all of it. The calm narrator who always looks like he accidentally walked into someone else's scandal and now has no choice but to keep filming. He's not a journalist, too intense. He's not a dealer, conflict of interest. He's not a fanboy, not credible enough. He's the motorsport champion who bought the wrong car, and now we're all going to find out what went wrong together. That positioning is the product, not the cars. The positioning. This is where it would be lazy and dishonest to just call it all clickbait and move on. Because some of what he covers has real public interest weight. His petition calling for scrutiny of the UK car insurance industry crossed 105,000 signatures. For context, most government petitions never crack 10,000. Getting to 105,000 means you touched a nerve that politicians are eventually forced to acknowledge. That is not content farming. That is accidentally doing journalism. Autocar reported that no Tesla Cybertruck had passed UK individual vehicle approval, with the DVSA confirming it could not legally be driven on UK roads as a UK-registered vehicle. That's not manufactured drama. That's a legitimate regulatory story that mainstream motoring media largely missed. And McCann was the one who made it a national conversation, while sitting in a car that technically shouldn't exist on British tarmac. That takes a special kind of commitment to a bit. The scammer exposés, the dealership investigations, the chop shop content, a lot of it lines up with documented criminal activity and verified consumer harm. He's not manufacturing enemies. He's finding real ones and making them watchable. These aren't ambush videos built entirely on vibes. There's sourcing, there are receipts, there are paper trails. It's the kind of rigor that would earn a solid grade in an investigative journalism module, presented in a way that would make the lecturer close their laptop and stare at the ceiling. So the format isn't hollow. It has real material to work with. The question is, what happens to that material once the format fully takes over? This is the uncomfortable part. When a format rewards jeopardy, it eventually starts needing jeopardy, even when the underlying reality is more complicated. Take electric vehicles. The truth about EVs framing consistently performs for McCann, but the actual data doesn't tell a simple collapse story. The Society of Motor Manufacturers and Traders reported 473,000 new battery electric car registrations in 2025, representing a 23% share of the new car market, while used EV transactions rose nearly 46%. That's a messy, complicated transition with genuine friction and genuine growth happening at the same time. Messy and complicated is completely true. It is also completely unfilmable on a channel built on clean emotional promises. Once your audience has watched you hunt a theft gang, expose a scammer, and import an illegal supercar, what does a normal car review look like to them? Dry bread from a bag someone left open overnight. McCann gained 43,000 subscribers in the last 30 days, with a single-day spike of roughly 8,000 subscribers and nearly 900,000 views recorded in late April 2026. The format is clearly working, but working formats create their own pressure. If exposure and jeopardy drive the numbers, the system quietly pushes toward more exposure, bigger jeopardy, broader claims, more institutional blame. A broken Bugatti becomes a referendum on an entire manufacturer. An imported Tesla becomes a constitutional challenge to UK vehicle law. An insurance grievance becomes a petition that reaches Parliament. Every project needs both a parts invoice and a legal subplot. And the audience doesn't resist that escalation. They reward it, because they came for the jeopardy in the first place. So here it is. The thing the title promised. The dark side of Mark McCann isn't scandal or hidden wrongdoing. It's structural. He's built a system where nothing can just be a car anymore. Every vehicle comes with a plot. Every purchase needs tension. Every story leans on loopholes, risk, and blurred lines. The cars aren't the story. They're set dressing for something bigger, a world built on favors, opacity, and the occasional scammer. He didn't invent that appetite. He just packaged it exceptionally well. And it works. Big audience, strong growth, proven formula. But systems like this rely on escalation. What feels big today won't feel big tomorrow. Where that leads is the real question. And we'll keep watching, because that's how it works.